You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411, featuring the week's roundup of fashion news. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411.
Hey. All right. Hello, everyone out in Fashion Land. If you guys are tuning in right now, this is Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411, your top-rated fashion podcast on iTunes. Just to remind you, not to, give ourselves too much credit.
It's all because of you guys.
It's all because of you guys. So we thank you for helping us attain that status. But we got a lot to talk about today. We also have a very special guest with us. And for all you guys who don't live in California, it is hot as hell here. And
90 degrees.
It's so hot. And the funny thing is, it's Fashion Week in New York.
Yes.
And yeah, it's like has to be 110 degrees here. But let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. I will start to my left.
To your left, it is your girl, Courtney Stewart. I'm used to being across the table. I'm on this side today. Courtney Stewart, your resident shopaholic, shoeaholic girlfriend that gives you guys the consumer perspective every week on Fashion 411.
Nice. And I am your host, Erica Garcia Rojas. I am your spicy Latina, born and raised in LA, who turned my love for fashion into a business, Rally Babe Apparel. I'm your go-to source for all things business and fashion.
And I'm loving Miss Rojas, her makeup today. It looks great. If you guys can see it. And
go on YouTube, check it out.
It looks good. And I'm Deanna Vaughn. I am your former fashion buyer, New York City maven, and I'd like to think that I can bring the runway to the real way. And I want to introduce our special guest, Francesca Ramirez.
Well, now there's two Latinas.
Two Latinas.
Two Latinas in the house.
Yeah.
Two buyers here.
And just for you guys, I know a lot of you guys are listening, but for you viewing, the two Latinas are on one side of the table and the two black girls are on the other side of the table.
And we do it by height. Yeah, we do it by height so you guys know. Francesca and I are both like 5 feet tall, and Gianna and Courtney are like 5'7", right?
It's like the middle of this.
Oh my God.
The middle of the studio is divided. But Francesca, you are just multi-talented singer, songwriter. You have a fashion blog, a jewelry line. So we're gonna find out so much more about you just a little bit more into the show. But now we're just gonna kick off everything. We have a segment called Who What Where. But the where is WEAR.
Okay.
Even though it's not spelled right there. But let's kick off our first Who What Where for this week.
Happening.
Okay, we have Miss Kim Kardashian. Now, it might be hard to see, but she has a gold grill on her teeth, and it's for a new spread in Flaunt magazine. And, well, here's the thing. We all know Kim just had a baby, and, you know, she's being very careful about revealing herself to the public. And we all know she's married to, they're not married.
No, they're not married yet.
She's with Kanye, but she has this full spread, and actually the spread was before she had baby Northwest.
Was she pregnant in the spread?
Yes, she was very pregnant in the spread, but this is actually the cover photo. She's just looking really hard and trying to get a new look, and I think. What do you guys think about her?
So is the grill above or I mean
it's actually both. It's kind of
teeth.
I know it kind of appears like she's rocking yellow teeth, but it's actually a gold grill, and I think it's kind of funny because coming off of the MTV Awards, we saw Miley Cyrus. She's got this new
We'll talk about that
persona. Just this whole tough, I'm edgy urban girl. So I kind of feel like, is this kind of what's in fashion right now? Is that some of these girls are trying to don this type of persona?
Well, I think with Kim, she's because she's dating Kanye. She's got, baby. I think she's trying to get maybe infiltrate herself more into that world. I don't know. That's what I would see looking at this kind of photo spread. That's what she's trying to do.
It's just interesting because I feel like I'm starting to see a trend with that, especially with
Why?
these.
The freaking grill. We talked about this last week with Miley. The grill is old. Can we dismiss it?
That's
It's
been around for ages.
Yes,
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
been
so
around, but
over
now
it.
it seems to be like the thing that everybody's doing. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
a
bringing it
sweet,
back.
wholesome white girl, and I want to put on a grill.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, boo.
so.
And it's not even a cool grill. It just looks like yellow.
It really
cool
looks like
grill.
she didn't brush her
Yeah,
teeth
exactly.
for like 3
It's
months.
in the cracks. Like it doesn't work.
But she's gorgeous, so I guess she can just rock anything she wants.
Yeah.
Are we tired of Kim yet? Are we over it?
Oh, I've been tired of Kim
Yeah.
for years.
Well, I like the blonde hair that she's been sporting around town recently. So
She went blonde again?
She went blonde again,
Oh, I
and it
didn't
was
know that.
real blonde.
Wow.
Oh, well, I just want to remind everybody, too, you can follow along and check out the pictures that we're looking at and discussing if you go to blackhollywoodlive.com, just in case we're not, visualizing it enough for you, so you can check it out. Next up, let's see here, we have Miss Nicole Richie.
Cute.
I think she can do no wrong, and she's actually wearing, it's a Marc Jacobs denim dress, and it's kind of hard to tell what the material is. But she can do no wrong in my eyes. And it's funny because just in doing my research for this week's show, she was all over the place. And every time I saw her look, it was just on. And right here, she's actually in New York, prepping for Fashion Week. So I think she looks good.
I love this.
Well, her show, Fashion Star, got canceled.
I know.
Which is too bad. We used to do that show here afterwards.
That
It
was
got
sad.
canceled. So I'm wondering if she has her own House of Harlow line.
Right.
But I'm wondering if she's trying to find something else in the world of TV and fashion to kind
Yeah.
of get into.
Yeah, that was kind of
Hopefully.
sad that was canceled. 'Cause
It
I thought it
was.
was a great competition show. Kind of, gave you a fresher take on it. Because we're kind of, Project
and I'm
Runway.
loving her haircut.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Her
blonde
bob.
haircut's
I
awesome.
love it. I almost
Yeah.
want to go cut my hair.
Everybody's
right
wearing that bob right now.
Yeah, it's a hot haircut right now.
Looking good. Okay, last up for Who, What, Where. We've got Miss Kerry Washington. Lately, she is just all over the place, especially as it relates to fashion, which I think is kind of a new role for her, because we see her in Scandal and she's an actress. She just got married, but she's on 2 October issues. One is Flair Magazine and one is Glamour Magazine. And actually, I think we talked about it a few shows ago, but it was, I believe, Vanity Fair that voted her like best.
Oh yes, number one.
Number one fashion, icon. What do you guys think about that? Do you think you would pick Kerry Washington for that role, or do you think she's kind of in that role because her show Scandal is so popular?
I really haven't followed her fashion, so I have no idea what's been her looks, but I think she's gorgeous.
I think with Kerry Washington, it's, I wouldn't call her like the standout fashion person of all time.
Exactly.
I think she's popular lately because Scandal is such a hit.
Right.
And she does look great on the show. And she's done a really good job of presenting herself on the red carpet and coming up with very great amazing looks that look good. But to me, she's more of like a Johnny Come Lately. But I think she has enough of that star power, enough of that fashion sense to really become, over time, more of a fashion icon. But I think it's a little premature at this point.
I think. Go ahead. I mean, the Vanity Fair thing was just for the year. It wasn't like an overall thing. And I think for
Still
the
a
last
year.
for the last year though, she, with the amount, obviously, because Scandal has given her a
huge.
platform that is putting her on red carpets, like it seems like every week.
Yeah.
And she's always bringing it on the red carpet. Like she's always doing something different. She's always doing things that maybe we didn't expect, sometimes things that we do expect. Like when she was at the Teen Choice Awards and
The
Yeah.
little
That cute
dress.
little
that
dress.
we were kind of like, what was that? But
Yeah.
then she was wearing this Oscar de la Renta two-tone green and pink gown at another event that was just beautifully amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that for a TV actress and a little petite girl, because she's not extremely model tall or anything like that, I think she's doing a great job and she's piquing interest. And like you said, I think it's going to be time before
Yeah.
obviously she's like legendary, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Right.
But of the moment, I think she's been doing it really well. And her stylist has obviously been doing her homework and doing some work.
I just, on that note, one point I want to make, and I don't think we've ever really talked about this before in the show, but It's interesting how, I don't know, in the past 5 to 10 years, you know, at one point in time, all you would see on covers of magazines were actual models, you know, the Naomis, the Christy Turlingtons, you know, those types. But now I think you're hard pressed to find an actual model on a cover of any fashion magazine, Vogue included, which is like the Bible. So it's kind of interesting how actresses have kind of now moved into that role
and taken over.
And I don't know if it's necessarily, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say the right thing to do, but you know what I mean?
Well, it's a result. It's a result, I think, of the immense kind of like celebrity obsession going
Power
on. So in the past, magazines were more about fashion and glamour, and now with all those, you know, weekly magazines like Us Weekly, In Touch, all that, there's just this obsession right now with celebrity culture, and so these magazines know that that's what sells is putting someone like Kerry Washington or Kim Kardashian or somebody that's in the now and what people care about, as opposed to an obscure model looking beautiful in fashion.
But also, I think people can relate more to normal people other than like just supermodels.
Right.
So it's a lot more of what the public wants to see.
Yeah. I think there's a part of me, just having been in that business for as long as I was, I think there's a part of me that kind of misses seeing that, though. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like, God, I just had a thought and it just went out of my head. But no, there's just a part of me that kind of misses that, you know, just seeing an actual model sell the clothes. And I get it. Celebrity culture has taken over and, you know, it's more relatable to the consumer. But it's, I don't know, it's like you kind of want to see a model on a magazine, just like you want to see a video on MTV.
Yeah.
And you don't really get it anymore.
I would really love to see videos on MTV.
So, I don't know.
Now almost for a model to be on the cover of a magazine, she has to be a celebrity. It has to be somebody like Kate Moss or somebody that's transcended being a model to now being a personality.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's just interesting
It's a
thought.
different world.
That's what fashion brings up, conversation. So next up, we got some style scoop from Erica.
Okay.
What you got?
So we got a bunch of stuff going on this week in the world of fashion and style. And first up, any of you guys fans of Hunger Games?
I never got into that.
No?
Never.
Hunger Games?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan. You guys aren't fans? No?
I watched the movie.
No? Not
It's just
feeling
such
it?
a depressing, awful story.
Oh, it's
in
such,
so many
the book
ways.
is so good. Did you read the book?
No.
Oh,
No,
I
watched
loved
the
it.
movie and
I loved it. I loved it for the fashion. I loved it for the style. I loved it. But anyways, for those that are fans of the Hunger Games, according to MTV.com, costume designer Trish Somerville is teaming up with the popular retailer Net-a-Porter for a Hunger Games collection that they're calling Capital Couture. Trish Somerville says, "I'm extremely proud of the designs that we created for the Hunger Games Catching Fire, and there's no partner more appropriate for Capital Couture than the world's most cutting-edge luxury retailer." So the collection is going to go on sale in November, just before the release of Catching Fire, November 22nd, and will feature 16 pieces in addition to jewelry and leather goods. So,
Wow.
Nice.
yeah, I think that's exciting.
It's really exciting. It's just amazing to see how a movie can just inspire this whole different subculture. You know? So
Well, that's a movie
interesting.
that has a lot of style and a lot of makeup, a lot of like artistry in it. So it's no surprise that they would turn that into something tangible that like fans can just have and hold and
More
purchase
money
and buy. Yep.
Bottom line.
Yep. So I'm excited to see what they come up with for that. All right, so next up we've got Japanese retailer Uniqlo. I think that's how you pronounce
Yeah.
it.
Love that store.
Yeah.
So glad.
So they've been gaining a lot of popularity here in the U.S. as an online source of affordable, well-designed apparel. They have a couple stores here, and they get a lot of attention for collaborations with high-profile designers like Jill Sander and Michael Bastian. And that the Japanese retailer announced a couple months ago intentions to build more of a high-profile presence here in the U.S. And they revealed the opening dates for 10 new U.S. stores, giving them a total presence here in the U.S. for 17 outlets. But actually, the stores aren't coming here to L.A. It's more Northern California.
Well, there already is
They
a store in
have-
San Francisco
yes.
right
Yeah,
now.
they have one in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
I
down
love
in-
that store. It's just real. Like, I love their jeans. You can get a great pair of jeans for like $40. They fit well. They last a long time. It's kind of, I don't necessarily want to compare it to an H&M, but in terms of prices, it's kind of on that level. It's a little bit more conservative, but I love that.
They have
store.
goals to compete. Like they're competing with Zara. They want to compete and be like a huge worldwide store. So I'm not that familiar with it because they don't have stores here.
You've never been in one?
No,
Oh,
I've never been
it.
in one. And where they're opening up their stores is in Lower New York State, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Northern California.
Oh, okay.
So none here down in Southern
to
California.
Awesome. They're
Yeah.
all over New York City.
LA.
Southern
Yeah.
California, please. Please.
All right. So next up, we've got one-of-a-kind Adidas sneakers for charity. So Adidas has tapped Naomi Campbell, Kate Moss, Kylie Minogue, Boy George, Sir Elton John, and a few more celebrities to help them raise money for Stonewall, a charity benefiting gay, lesbian, and bisexual rights. Given a brand new pair of white limited edition Adidas Stan Smith trainers, the celebrities were each tasked with creating a one-of-a-kind piece of art. Some examples include Kate Moss's name in fluorescent lights and Naomi Campbell's decking out her sneaker tongues with images of Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary. So we got a couple pictures here. You guys can check it out online. And each uniquely designed sneaker will be displayed at London's Barge House from September 4th to September 7th to September 14th, and currently available for auction. And I think the minimum bid is like $400 or $500.
I like
That's
them.
really cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're just like one of a kind piece of
That's cool.
art.
And you know the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but in London and the UK, like they call them trainers.
Mm-hmm.
But that culture is huge.
The
like
sneaker culture?
Sneaker
Yeah,
culture is.
it
I
is.
mean, it's big here in the States, I would say, but there it's like it's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I've heard
It
that.
is just crazy. So it makes sense why something like this is, on display there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really
All
cool.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, and it'll probably raise a lot of money for that charity. So I think I like those kind of things. I think it's really creative to kind of create, like we saw that with the Disney
Yeah.
collection.
Mm-hmm.
When you create like artwork and pieces like this, especially in fashion. Fashion is art.
Yeah.
And when you collaborate with celebrities, it just really neat things happen. And
Yeah.
I just think it's an awesome way to raise money as opposed to just saying, all right, donate
Donate this.
Exactly.
donate this. Because there's people
Right.
with a lot of money
Yeah.
out there that are wanting to spend it. Well, might as well do it for a
Buy
good
some
cause.
sneakers.
Yeah, buy some sneakers. All right, so next up, we've got Miley Cyrus. She's finally addressed her much talked about VMA performance from last week. What does she think of all the talk surrounding her controversial routine? Not much. She sat down with MTV this week and had this to say, quote, "How many times have we seen this play out in pop music? Madonna's done it, Britney's done it. Every VMA performance, that's what you're looking for. You're wanting to make history. Me and Robin the whole time said, we're about to make history right now." What's amazing is I think now we're 3 days later and people are still talking about it. They're overthinking it. You're thinking about it more than I thought about it when I did it. Like, I didn't even think about it because that's just me.
Okay.
Well, in my opinion, it's because she didn't think about it. That's why people are talking about it. That's why everyone's so upset. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree with her. I think, when it comes to these performances, people kind of expect
Yeah.
something, provocative and a little crazy
Mm-hmm.
and memorable because that's their one moment. Because, again, we don't see videos much anymore. That's their one moment to really, just show out.
And I think once you're up there on stage, your adrenaline is so high that you just go. And it's really hard to just maintain
back.
yourself hey, let me just look hot the whole time. You just
Right.
want to go crazy.
And I still think people are getting used to just this new Miley Cyrus. I still think people are seeing her as Hannah Montana. She's
Right.
cut her hair and now she's edgy and now she's grabbing her crotch and wearing grills. I think she's really, really trying to step away from that Disney
the
character.
kids.
And I still think that people are having a hard time doing that with her. And I think that's another reason.
I see
I
Courtney's
think it's
face.
too much.
Go,
of it.
Courtney.
It's too much.
All I have to say about it, because we've talked about it before, is I think that's bull. That she said, "Oh, I didn't think about it. I don't care. It's not a big deal." That's bullshit.
That was planned.
You
Yeah.
planned that.
So true.
You wanted to be all dramatic and unnecessary. And all I have to say about it, I totally agree. Like, obviously, we see somebody do something insane every year. So that was her moment. That was great. All I gotta say, girl, is you probably should have picked a better brief panty that you And we still would have been like, oh my God, Miley Cyrus is humping, but at least we wouldn't have seen your cakes flapping, and that's not fashion. Like, that was not cute. Okay, leave it at that. I'm all for her new style. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's still Hannah Montana. She's grown.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She's got great long legs.
She had a great body.
She's amazing. And I think that haircut was amazing. Her eyes pop, everything. I'm not one of them people that's hating on you because you're not Hannah Montana. I'm hating because your cakes were flapping.
But wait, I have a question for you guys.
I have,
Do you guys feel like she went over the top with this performance as a way to be like, look, I'm not Hannah, like, I'm done with that, like, this is me, you know what I'm saying? Do you think
definitely.
I think overall, I wasn't a fan of the performance. When I watched it, I just wasn't a fan of it. I understand the concept of wanting to create a buzz and needing to do something. And I loved Madonna's performance. I loved Britney Spears' performance. I loved those performances in the past. I loved Justin Timberlake's performance.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But the thing, in my opinion, with Miley Cyrus is that there wasn't anything sexy about it. Like it was
raunchy.
It was raunchy to a point of being ugly, and it wasn't.
ugly.
It wasn't appealing. Like
that.
although like Madonna was rolling around the floor in her like a virgin, she was still sexy. There was still something sexy. Same with Britney Spears, and there's something appealing about
And even Rihanna, she grabs
Yeah.
her
She does it.
on stage, but still looks.
There's
great.
something about it. With
Miley
this
just looked like she smelled. I'm just, can we be real? She looked like she stank.
It just looked like to me that she was. It was like I wanted a disclaimer to say, I'm not Hannah Montana anymore. Like that's like to me what she was trying to very hard try and do with her costume and with her pointer finger and her
Her pointer finger.
everything. And it was just
too much.
It was just so to me. It was drawing. It was crossing the line. It wasn't appealing. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't. There was nothing good about it. I think that came out of it. So I wasn't. It was.
And I've seen her
gross.
perform live. She's an amazing performer.
Yeah.
So for me to see that performance was very disappointing out of her.
Yeah.
And her attitude about it, kind of, for anyone to actually watch her video and like her demeanor, her attitude about it was kind of annoying. She was like, yeah, you guys are thinking way too much about it. I just went up there, I did my thing, and now you guys are just all about it. It's like, you know what, take a little bit of responsibility, say, I understand what people are saying, and blah, 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 something. But she had kind of a cocky
But
little
hey, she's gaining a
annoying
lot
attitude.
of attention for it. So
Yeah, she
let's
is.
give it up
So
for that.
it worked. It worked.
It did work.
It did
It
what it was
worked.
supposed to do.
If that's what she wants. All right. So next up, we've got Adam Selman. He's a co-designer behind Rihanna's River Island collection. He's going to be launching his own line and debuting it this week at New York Fashion Week. So the Texas-born Selman, he's been Rihanna's right-hand man when it comes to fashion. He's the one that designs a lot of her costumes. He's the one who's designed a lot of her really pretty, sparkly bra outfits that she's been wearing in Barbados. And according to Women's World Daily, Selman's Spring-Summer 2014 ready-to-wear collection features boxy tops based on hockey jerseys, sweatshirts, and pretty satin pastel robes and slip dresses. A kicky cotton twill skirt is paired with a matching jacket. So in Selman's words, it's sexy, it's that fantasy woman, but it's also sporty. As for pricing, Selman wants to keep it, in his words, accessible, which means about $400 for a dress.
Accessible.
Successful somebody.
I guess for Rihanna, that's accessible.
We need to drop a zero, and then it'll be accessible.
Yeah.
We just have different definitions of accessible.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see what he has, because I think it's going to be kind of like Rihanna's inspired, kind of that sporty, sexy look. I'm excited to see what he comes up with.
Yeah.
That will be very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, is it time to get to know our guest?
Yes.
Francesca.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, you have quite the impressive resume.
Oh, man.
Just like, I'm so impressed just reading about you and just your story and just everything that, where you've gotten to today. Why don't you tell everybody, what you do and how you got there?
Okay. Well, born and raised in Puerto Rico, lived in Puerto Rico my entire life, went to school there, had all my drama there. I went through a lot of situations when I was younger, like 10 years old, 11 years old. I had an accident that almost killed I almost was dead. And I had a record deal at 11 years old with Sony Music.
At 11?
Yes. I was a dancer. I used to dance since I was 3. And my dad was in the music business, and my dad had a cover band. That was his passion, other than my dad is a water ski instructor, so we went to the beach and all of those good things that you do when you live in Puerto Rico. So I did this competition, like singing competition, when I was 9. through one of his friends. So I got the attention of the president of Sony Music Latin, and actually they had a division in Puerto Rico. And there's like, she's too young to, you know, be an artist. They like give her like 2 to 3 years of development with us. So I developed for 3 years, and right when I got my deal, 2 weeks later, I have an accident when my hair got caught up in the propeller of my dad's boat, and it got ripped off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this about me, which I'm actually just talking about it for the first time today, like in the air.
Oh my God.
So my dream kind of just and I was like put on hold for 9 years because my hair got like ripped off. So I didn't have any hair, and I had to go through so many reconstructive surgery.
Oh my God.
That I couldn't. I mean, I was a teenager, so
How old were you when that happened?
11.
Oh
like
my God.
2 weeks after I got a deal.
Oh my God.
So I mean, to be a teen and have to go through all that, like obviously you're not like confident. You don't want to do anything. I was homeschooled. Like it was very difficult. So when I turned 17, I could cover a little bit of the problem, and I flew to New York to audition for Making the Band with Diddy without my mom's permission.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, it was something for me to like say to myself, you know what, I'm okay, and I need to just continue doing what I've been wanting to do for so many years, but I don't have the confidence for it. I couldn't even speak English. I was like, like I was lost in New York by myself. I went to the audition. I made it through. I called my mom, Mom, I'm in New York. What? Imagine, like, my mom almost lost me once, and then I'm gonna fly to New York, but I needed their permission to sign because I was underage. So anyways, I did Making the Band. Didn't make the band. I don't know if you guys remember Danny Kane, the first season with Aubrey. He didn't make the band. I actually got an offer from Phil Robinson and Johnny Wright to sign to Bad Boy Latin, but I was like, I don't want to do Spanish music because at the time when I had my accident and the whole process of being at home, all I had listened to was Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, like all these American artists. So I like developed passion for American music. And I was like, I don't want to do nothing that I'm not 100% happy. So I just turned down the offer, and then I went back to Puerto Rico. Then I lived in Miami because I wanted to go to fashion school. I had gone to college for communications, and I was trying to get out of that world. And I'm like, my mom's like, no, you need to go to school. I'm not gonna let you drop off. You need to finish school. So I tried to finish. I didn't finish school. Like, I didn't graduate from college, but I went to college for 3 years. Try to finish. In the meantime, I was still like working on my craft. I traveled a lot, like back and forth in Miami. I'm like, I love Miami. Like, I need to move here. And my mom was like, why don't you like start your own business? Like, you're so good at it. I used to take like my little teddy bears and make like little baskets to like try to make money out of it and like sell it at school. So like even gifts I had so many gifts because I was always at the hospital, like in surgery. So I used to use the same, I'm sorry people, the same gifts and like try to make baskets for Valentine's Day, Christmas. And I like sell them to my friends with candy and stuff like that. So my mom was like, my mom's like, you're so good at selling stuff. Like you definitely need to do something with your own. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, and then she's like, why don't you make clothing? Because like I would always rip stuff off. Like I always try to be like Britney Spears or Janet. So I would like cut my stuff off. So I went to Fashion District in Miami. And I was like, I'm not good in fashion, like making clothes. Like I cannot make any clothes. But I was really good at like knowing what looked good. And even my mom's friends would like hire me to go shopping for them. And like this is at the age of like 18. So they had a small course that they were doing jewelry. And I'm like, I love jewelry. And I'm the kind of girl that would work like 2 weeks to go buy like $150 bracelet because like I just I'm not,
hear ya.
Not anymore. Like I don't spend that much money in anything. But and they had a little course, and I'm like, you know what? I might be good at this because I love jewelry, and I think I can do it. So then I started making jewelry, and I started making jewelry for celebrities. It happened really quickly because I put my stuff in a store in Miami called Soho, and it was in Lincoln Road. And this store at the time was known for having a lot of celebrities coming in. So Shakira wore one of my bracelets, and it kind of got all over the place in Miami, and I was like, oh my God, this is my venue, this is perfect. In the meantime, I was still in the studio. I was in the studio with Scott Storch as a songwriter. And then and all of that, to make the long story short, I meet this guy who was cousins with Nicole Scherzinger. And she's like, oh my God, like, she has such an amazing look, and she's so feisty, and this and that. I need to introduce her to Robin Antin, who it's the creator of the Pussycat Dolls. And I'm like, okay, so we flew to LA, and this happened like 6 years ago. And at the time, they were doing a group called Paradiso Girls, who came out with Interscope, and I was like, I just don't want to be in a group. I already did Making the Band, and I realized that I didn't want to be in a group, so I turned that down again. So I go back to Miami. I finish like my little course that I was doing with jewelry, everything. It's like great. And then 6 months later, Robin calls me. I'm doing a new show. It's live. It's called the Pussycat Dolls Burlesque Review, and I think you should come out and audition. So I came out. I auditioned among like thousands of girls, and I made to be the lead singer of the live show that we did for 3 years. And
Was that in LA or Vegas?
Yeah, well, they wanted to do the one in LA because they had one in Vegas, and it was really successful over there. So she's like, I need to do one in LA and go back to my roots to where we used to do it at the Viper Room. So I made the lead position, and I dropped everything in Miami, and I moved to LA, and I used to live like an hour and a half away from rehearsals, and it was really crazy for me in the beginning because I didn't know anyone out here, and like I didn't have much money. So anyway, but made the show, did the show for 3 years. I was really loyal to the Pussycat Dolls, to the team, and then I realized that I was kind of getting stuck in that position. And I'm like, I need to branch out. Like, I'm not getting any younger. Like, I'm 23, already 24, and I need to just do this now.
So young.
No, like when I was doing Pussycat Dolls. And then I quit the show, and it was kind of like heartening for her because she's like, no, and we had a show in Canada, and I didn't go. Like, it was a little crazy at that moment, but I was like, I need to branch out because I wanted to sign with you, and it didn't happen because she had other plans, and I was just unhappy in general. Like, I wanted so bad to like pursue my solo career, and I felt like if I didn't make a decision like that, it would just not happen. So I branched out, and like it took me a while to find myself as an artist because I was so caught up in the burlesque, like all that crazy music, and I didn't really have the time to work as a solo. So I went through a bunch of producers, and I met Fuego, who produced Turn Up the Music by Chris Brown and What You Say by Jason Derulo, and he actually believed so much in me that he kind of like just focused on my my project. And that's where we at right now, where I did a song with an Armenian sensation. His name is Armenchik, and we released a song called Kiss Me. And I actually just came back from Armenia and performed for 30,000 people. This is the first time I do a show that was so many people in. And I released my single, With or Without You, was produced by Fuego. And right now we're kind of just doing this kind of on our own, not to wait for a label to just give us the million record deal, because that doesn't exist anymore in music business, unfortunately. So we're trying to create awareness online and just kind of build up my following to then hopefully get the deal I deserve.
Now
So
you're here with us.
So that was a very long story.
No, it's
It's
great.
a little boring, but I have to
great.
like shorten a little bit.
And you got an exciting performance coming up in Canada,
Yes.
right?
So I have a couple shows coming up. I have a show October 1st, actually here in LA, in downtown, for the Latin Expo. And John Cicada, who's like a...
Oh, I love John Cicada.
I know.
My mom used to play him out like non-stop.
Yeah. So
John
he's the
Cicada.
host of this Latin
exciting.
event, and they're doing like the battle of the dances with like cultures.
Oh, cool.
So
That's cool.
I was invited to be a celebrity guest star, and then they're going to give me the opportunity to perform my single, which I'm actually doing a very exciting contest for all of those who need a little bit of cash. I'm giving away $1,000 in cash for whoever does the most creative video with a segment of my song With or Without You, which is available.
You ready to
on
make a
iTunes.
video?
We need that. We can do that.
Are we making a video?
Yeah, we'll make a video.
And I'll be announcing the winner at the Latin Expo October 1st.
Very
So
cool.
those are my most exciting news, and I'm going to Canada to open for Salt and Pepper, which are like icons of hip hop.
That's awesome.
So
Woohoo.
it's exciting, and the process is hard, and everything is a struggle, but it's part of the journey, and it's part of your story, and if it's meant to happen, it'll happen sooner or later. So that's how I live.
Well, we've gotten to know you so well, and I just wanted to add one last thing. You've shared everything with us.
know.
We like to play this game when we have guests called Fact or Fiction, and I
Okay.
think there's something that we still want to know about you. You want to ask Erica?
She pretty much told everything.
Except
No, she didn't. There's one thing in the middle.
one
that
in
she
the
didn't.
middle.
Yeah.
So Francesca has a clothing line called Flirts.
Fact or Fiction?
Okay, so I have a jewelry line called Lucky Flirts.
There you
Lucky
go.
Flirts.
Which is,
Okay.
which is the line I started back in Miami.
Okay.
Okay. And is that still available? Where do we find it?
Yeah, it's available. I have exclusivity at Kitson.
Oh.
So you can find my...
It's not a bad place to be exclusive at.
Yeah.
I used to have it in Traffic, H. Lorenzo, but I felt like the style of it, it's like, it's this kind of stuff. It's
cool.
kind of more
love
like
that stuff.
edgy.
Yeah, it's
and
really cool.
it fits more the look of Kitson. So I decided just to leave it there and just sell online and just to my clientele.
And you have a really popular fashion blog too.
Yes.
Right? Why don't you tell people where they can find your fashion blog?
I
You got
start-
some great style. Because we worked together for my clothing line. We had Francesca model some of our stuff, and she was
cool.
fantastic. She's
We didn't
so
even
good.
know, like, we met each other
Yeah.
that first time
Through the
here.
clothing line.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
but you.
cool.
Oh, that's so.
We had worked
funny.
together with Rally Babe, and she did some awesome, and she's gonna be doing some more stuff for Rally Babe too.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, she has a great blog. Tell everyone where
The
to find
whole
your
blog
blog.
started because as an artist, I mean, I love dressing up. I love like trying new things. And my really good friend, her name is Shay Marie, and she has a blog called Peace Love Shay. She's actually like right now top along with like Ami Song and Chiara Ferragni from Italy.
We'll have to bring her
These-
in here to
Yeah,
Fashion
these girls
401.
are right now like top of the line. Like you have Vogue, Cosmopolitan, like all the major magazines like talking about these bloggers. And she started only 4 years ago. And she was the one who was like, Franny, you should maybe start doing a blog for your music.
Yeah.
And it started with like my music stuff and like my own fashion, and it turned into me featuring up and coming artists, up and coming fashionistas, up and coming designers. And now like that's what I love doing. I love like if you had a clothing line, I would come up to your store and do the behind the scenes on your store and like what's your store about. So yeah, and whenever there's no like me featuring people, then obviously I'd like to feature myself and like my clothing and my style and everything.
Yeah.
It's called Love Fashion Couture, and you guys can go there. And if you have a line,
nice.
just subscribe, and I could check it out and feature you.
You
on it.
are
Awesome.
so talented. It's just impressive and down to earth too.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
And your
us.
story is
Sharing
inspirational with
So,
your
for
accident
Sure.
and
Yeah.
Coming
to
back.
come back from that.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing. You should be
That's
proud
what
of
makes
yourself.
me stronger. I feel like going through like such hard experiences is what
Yeah.
makes you the strong person that you are.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Woo, hats off to you.
Yes.
Now, we have a very fun segment where we like to rate pictures of fashion. So I'm sure this is something that's right up your alley with your fashion blog. We like to call it Hot or Hot Mess.
okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're
Okay.
ready.
Ready to roll.
So we're gonna start off with some guys here.
Yes.
We've got two gentlemen. You might have known them, Justin Bieber and LeBron James. Now they're eating. They're not eating. They're wearing the same Givenchy gray football net sweatshirt, and LeBron here is. He's actually leaving a restaurant here in Beverly Hills, and he's wearing it with denim and some sneakers. And Justin Bieber is rounding out his look with red shorts and some sneakers as well, and a baseball. They're both wearing baseball cap. So what do you guys
Well, at
think?
least Justin is wearing a shirt.
Shirt, right?
Yeah.
My thoughts on
Finally.
that.
Yeah.
And not just any old shirt.
And if any of you guys are
Givenchy.
interested, it's to purchasing. It's $935.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, great.
That's really cheap. What are you talking about?
Okay, I don't know about the rest of you, but like Justin Bieber, like, did he grow?
Did he
Like,
get taller?
He's a man
did
now.
he grow overnight? Like, this looks
I
like
think
a
it's
different
picture. I think
guy.
it's a picture.
No, if you've seen him recently, I mean, he gets all, he's all tatted out. He's trying to change his image, kind of like almost like a Miley Cyrus, but not to that extent. But he's definitely having a different look right now. And it's funny because with Justin Bieber, his face still looks really young.
Yes.
And in a lot of the photos and a lot of his like Twitter, things and Instagram, he looks funny because he's got the little baby face and he's got these like tats and with his shirt off,
being
he's
tough.
like, "Hey man,"
Do that again.
Hey man. That's my impersonation of Justin Bieber. Hey man.
But I mean, I know he's not a baby anymore.
No.
I know he's not the baby, but I'm like, yes, I went there.
Yes.
All right. Anyway.
He's
we're
cute.
supposed to.
Are you
Yes,
feeling
it
it?
is. I'm kind of
can't
feeling
wait
me
until
some
he's
Justin.
25.
Really?
okay.
It's not doing it to me. Too baby face.
I'm feeling it.
It's you
Ooh,
baby.
Diana. Diana's got a little crush. I'm in the cradle.
Let's bring him here.
Yeah.
Justin, come.
He's looking kind of good. I mean, all right. Well,
So is that a hot for you?
yes, that would be a hot for me on Mr. Bieber. On LeBron,
Yeah,
LeBron kind of
definitely
looks like an
hot.
old man. I'm not feeling the sweater on LeBron, but I like it on because I like Justin. He looks slouchy. It looks a little oversized on him. He's wearing it more casual. Whereas LeBron, he just
I think LeBron needed a bigger size.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
It looks like it's like sitting. It's like, oh, I got a crop sweater. Like you're
Yeah.
LeBron James, you're 8 feet tall. You don't need a crop sweater.
or it looks
So,
like a
yeah.
$20, fleece sweatshirt. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What-
he
what does
needed a little
everybody
more
else think?
style with it. I agree.
What's everybody else think? Did we all vote?
I think I agree with you.
Yeah. I think Justin has the most
Justin
style.
wins in that
Definitely,
one.
Yeah.
Justin wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this guy, that's
Oh,
just
I'm
small.
scared.
That's the model. That's the model online. Yeah.
Okay, who's up next?
So next we've got Alexa Chung. She's here at the GQ Men of the Year Awards in London, and she's wearing a silver ruche long sleeve Carven Fall 2013 dress. So for those of you listening, Carven is a Parisian ready to wear line with a long history of haute couture items, and according to the website, they use choice materials and perfect design. Do you guys think this is a perfect design?
I think that step and repeat ruins it for her.
Yeah, because she kind of
she just blends
in.
into the wall. I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of Alexa Chung's style, even though everybody thinks she's like the most amazing thing since sliced bread in fashion. Like, I mean, she's interesting, but I'm not like ever super excited when I see her dressed. She looks nice, but it's not exciting
color,
to
it's
me.
I think the black girls, we have the same opinion on this side. Yes, I'm gonna agree with Courtney.
Black side
Yeah.
of the table over here.
You know,
It fits.
I like the cut of the dress. I just don't
Yes.
like the color.
I think the Latina girls agree because I agree. I think Alexa Chung's style, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's interesting. I think she has her own look and it's a signature for her, which works. She has that kind of plain hair she
Yeah.
always wears, but this is just too plain to me. The dress, it's okay. It doesn't look like it really fits that well. Maybe it's the material. I don't know what it is. And then just the shoes, the plain black pumps. The outfit overall just isn't exciting. I think she needed to do something with her hair. And I know this is her signature, but it just
Yeah, I'm over the
it
hair.
doesn't work with the whole look, and it's kind of boring. Yeah. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah. Moving on.
Okay, so we got another Kardashian in the house. We got Kourtney Kardashian.
What's she doing?
She's here at the Kardashian Chaos event at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And I was at the Mirage Casino that day. I didn't go to the event, but I was there for something else. And I was like, what is going on? And they have a store there at the Mirage called
Yes.
Kardashian Chaos.
Oh, okay.
And it's like every single thing in the store is Kardashian. It's any product they've ever promoted. Anything that Kardashian has ever touched is in that store.
God.
It's funny. It is.
That's
They
hilarious.
have like funny things too that because I went and checked it. I'm like, what is this? They have, like playing cards with the Kardashians on them and like these little masks of the Kardashians. It's just a funny story.
All their money train right in there.
So anyway, so she was there at an event there, and she did the high and low thing with a lot of celebrities do. She wore a $92 ASOS structured jewel print dress and Valentino pumps for $945.
That's an ASOS dress?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, it reminds me of like a Balenciaga something, you know, a couple of years ago. Wow. That's amazing. I think she looks great.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the dress itself is really cool
Yeah.
for being under $100. I think she looks cool. I'm not a big fan of the pairing with the shoes. I love the shoes on their own, and I think the shoes with more of a simple dress.
Yeah.
But the pairing of the beautiful ornate dress with the shoes to me was a little much, and then it kind of overall made the whole look kind of gaudy and trashy.
Is the dress, is it printed or is it embellished with jewels and
I think
stones?
it's embellished, actually.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I get your point with it being too much then. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
It's a
guys
great
think?
dress though.
I love
it.
this
Really
dress.
cute.
Yeah, the dress is cute. I'm not sold on the shape with her body though. I think she's a little busty for that with the neckline, and it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's flattering on her. I think it's beautiful color-wise and the patterns, and it looks great on her skin, and the dark hair is beautiful. But I just don't think shape did anything for her. And I agree with you on the shoes. Like it was doing too much. Like the shoes should have been much simpler. But those shoes, everything.
Yeah, those are hot.
They are everything.
I love those shoes with the nude on top.
Yeah,
Those are
those
hot.
are gorgeous.
Oh, amazing.
And I love when celebrities actually get an affordable piece of clothing that's accessible to the rest of the world, and you know, maybe pair it with $1,000 shoe. I like that because it's showing people, you know, look what you can do with something that's not so expensive. I like that.
I like that a lot. We saw it. I mean, we saw it on Snooki and JWoww a few weeks ago. Remember that? It was funny. They took it to a different level where it kind of looked a little cheap.
too much.
But I do love it when celebrities do that high and low thing because for the rest of us in the world that don't have millions of dollars to spend on clothes, it's really nice to see how it looks on the runway. I'm sorry, on the red carpet and all that. So I think it's good, and it seems to be a trend that's been happening in the last couple years.
Yeah.
And I think it's a trend that's going to continue.
Is that dress still available?
I don't know.
I'm wondering
I wanna go
too.
online. Yeah, check it out.
Goes
check that
it just
out.
goes to show you too that just because, you know, something's expensive or you have money doesn't necessarily mean it's great or it's stylish or it's all about how you put things together.
It is.
For sure.
All right, who's up next?
Okay, so next we've got Rihanna, who always manages to put things together very, very well. And we have her versus Seven Streeter. I'm not that familiar with who Seven Streeter is. I don't know if you guys know who she is. But Rihanna is here seen spotted in New York City wearing the same Jeremy Scott for Adidas Spring
course it's
2013
Jeremy
Tell
Scott.
Tank tee that Seven Streeter wore here in May. So what do you guys think about this?
On Rihanna, it looks like a nightshirt, like she's going to bed. Now, this is Seven Streeter, the one in the middle, because I'm not familiar who that is either.
Yeah, she's the one in the middle.
I mean,
she's some kind of host or something on like MTV or something.
Oh, it's probably 106 in Park, I guess, if she's with
maybe.
Bow Wow, maybe.
I like the fact that I can see her shorts, you know, versus Rihanna. That's why I feel like, to me, it looks like she's wearing pajamas. And with the girl in the middle, it looks like, it was a photo shoot or something?
I think she was hosting something.
So one is real life and one is, you know,
On TV
one is
somewhere, 'cause
runway,
she's
one is
holding
real
the
way.
mic, yeah.
You know? So I think Rihanna's a hot mess. Sorry.
I'm all for a sporty look, and you know, we all wore those jersey dresses in the late 90s, early 2000s. They were so exciting, and apparently it's back. But
Yeah,
this,
I seen this in a bunch of stores on Melrose.
Yeah.
it's back. But like, I mean, it doesn't. If it came back, like, could we do something else other than this high-low hemline? Like, is there like no other way? Can
you
we,
hate
like,
the high-low hemline.
I do too.
And I don't,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't do. It doesn't look purposeful. It just looks
Yeah.
like somebody
Looks like a
cut off the
mistake.
front on accident. And I just and I like that, like, sporty. I'm cool. Like the high top sneakers and this jersey dress. Like, it could have been cute, but like, give me something else. Can I get some jewels on it or something? Like,
Go to
I just need
sleep,
something
Rihanna.
Different. I'm bored. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm done. And then she's dragging hers in the middle. But I like the shorts that you can see.
At least you can see the shorts.
She's stomping all on it. Like, it just looks like a tail that somebody, like, I don't know.
I think it's kind of fun.
I don't like it.
I'm surprised.
I know.
shocked you said
I think it's kind of fun. I kind of like it. I think the girl 7 in the middle. I like how she has it with the shorts, and I actually wish she had paired it with sneakers similar to the model because I like the sneakers with it. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of different. I don't like the way Rihanna's wearing it, but it's neat. It's the sporty kind of thing. I don't know.
Francesca, would you like to weigh in?
She's speechless.
Enough said.
Yeah, there we go. It's a house dress. That's exactly what it
Thank
is.
you.
Like,
Thank
you don't
you.
want to put on a bra. You got to walk around. Like, that's what you would put on.
It's like your
you.
boyfriend's
Yes.
jersey. Let's just put it on.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, that's 3-1. Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna go so far as saying like it's hot.
I know.
But I
We
think
only have
it's
two
kind of fun.
choices.
I know. I think it's fun. I
like
think
to
it's neat.
tease
I
you,
think
Erica.
it's stylish.
Okay.
All right. So next off, we've got Ashanti, and she's in Las Vegas as well at the Palms Casino, and she's kind of doing a high-low thing as well. She's wearing a $165 Celeb Boutique Tanya Marble pink printed 2-piece outfit and Sergio Rossi sandals for $1,400.
Come on,
I
y'all.
think we should all say it at the same time.
Hated it. Hot mess.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I agree.
Just go.
And
Well,
next.
oh, okay, so you guys not gonna talk about this at all? Well, go back. So go back with the photo. So, anyways, the thing is with Ashanti is like I actually like the outfits on the model. I like it. I think because it's going with the crop thing and the long skirt. And with Ashanti, she didn't wear it cropped. She wore it close
Because
together.
she didn't need to.
And unfortunately, it just like with her hair and the shoes, it made the whole look trashy.
much.
Whereas where you see
Right.
the model, she's wearing like her hair up,
Bun.
and it almost like it looks like it could be more of a just not as tacky of an outfit. But I know she's in
Yeah.
Vegas, but
It's-
she kind of tacked it up. And the shoes, I hate the shoes. I think they're awful.
It's too much. You're right.
Yeah.
It's just the hair. It's just way too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
She's not wearing it in the
Sorry,
right
Ashanti.
proportion.
Yeah.
And that frosty lipstick, girl. You're
Yes.
done.
The
Sit
makeup.
down.
And you
No
see
la
like
pegaste.
Sit down.
she's wearing the lipstick, the extensions with like the different ombre color. It just doesn't look good. So
Oh, well.
All right.
okay, so last but not least, we got Kate Moss and a Louis Vuitton Timeless Muses exhibition event, and she's wearing the Resort 2014 dress by the Louis Vuitton, and paired with $1,700 Python sandals.
Wow.
So what do you think of Miss Moss here?
I think she looks gorgeous.
Me too.
It's a
I
very
think
Great Gatsby looking kind
Yeah.
of a dress. I love it.
Yeah.
She just looks good on everything, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Hot,
Beautiful.
hot. Not
Yes.
hot, mess.
Hot, hot.
Very
hot,
hot.
hot. Not
The
hot mess.
color, everything, I
looks
think is
effortless.
perfect.
Yeah.
Makes her glow.
See,
It's not her to me,
I'm
but I
not.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it because I think the dress is beautiful and it looks nice on her. But there's something about the way her hair and makeup looks that I feel like she looks like she's kind of starting to age a little bit. And I think that
Well, she is.
Well, I know, but I don't think she's
Not in a good
aging.
way.
I don't think she's aging well.
There could
she's
be reasons for
yeah,
that.
I know she's done a lot in her life, but her
Drugs.
hair and everything and the lack of eye makeup, it just to me it just doesn't really look good. Like she's not looking like I used to see her. I don't know.
That hard life is catching up
Yeah,
with her.
she looks a
know.
lot like Uma Thurman to me in this picture.
Oh,
but
yeah,
You're
you're
so
right.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
but I mean, the hair I feel like could have been like a little bit tighter curls because it's sort of doing that 40s
Yeah.
the Hollywood thing. But I mean, the dress fits well. I think it's a light look for her, which isn't generally how she sort of styles herself. And
It's true.
It's sweet.
I feel like she was going for an old Hollywood vibe, and that's exactly what.
I feel like too. I just think she missed it with the hair and makeup. I think that the lips are pretty. Maybe it's just the hair. It's just she needed to do something.
Maybe
And
she
I
was
put
doing
some
something in the
clip-ons or
car.
something.
Yeah, and I don't think we're used to seeing her look like this. To be
Because
perfectly
usually
honest,
it's like
so.
this
She's
string
more
your
casual.
hair,
Yeah.
casual, relaxed, like
Yeah.
So it's a different
It's
look,
different.
but it's interesting and it's nice. It's precious. She looks sweet.
Right. So it looks like we're going to round out today's show with a little social media, see what what everybody's doing online.
What was
you got?
everybody doing online?
Yes.
Well, as you all know, it was Labor Day weekend, so everybody had lots of exciting things that they were doing and posting pictures online. First up, we had Adrienne Bailon, who was hanging out at the Made in America festival in Philly that a lot of celebrities were at. And
Did she cut her hair?
yes, that's why I had this picture. I was like, I didn't even know who this was when I saw this picture. She's got the short bob that everybody is into right now.
Wow.
She was also wearing a leather skirt, mini skirt with zippers that I was
With running shoes.
confused about. Not only are they running shoes, but they look like Skechers.
And
So-
They are.
And I'm not hating on Skechers,
Yeah.
but I was just really, because granted, I kind of for a moment was like, that's kind of sweet. You know, you just put on what was comfortable because it's hot and you want to be comfortable and you didn't care. But you're still Adrienne Bailon.
Yeah.
You're on TV.
People are still taking
like,
pictures
do a
of
little
you.
something. Like, that, she didn't even kind of try, but she was having a good time.
And it's hot outside, and you're
it's hot.
on the East Coast, so you decided to put on a leather skirt.
Well, everybody's
Makes
wearing
sense.
leather this
I know,
summer.
Yeah, they
but
are.
still,
So at least she went
Jesus.
first mini instead of a
Whatever.
sweater
I would be
tied up.
sweating my ass off in that.
Yeah,
thing.
the tied up sweater.
I know.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
so
blue.
bad.
I felt like this was maybe like a middle school picture from like
Yes.
1996. Like when I saw this, that's what I felt.
Yes.
So, Adrienne, that was interesting, and you know, moving on. So also at the festival was Queen Bee and her buddy Amber Rose. Obviously Bee looks great in her little circular sunglasses, but the reason this picture was pulled is
Beyonce.
because there's been a lot of controversy online about Miss Amber Rose and the little temporary tattoo that she was wearing on her forehead. It was a tattoo of the St. Peter's Cross that a lot of people, most people associate with Satanism and anti-Christianity. So that she was getting a lot of Twitter tweets about people being very hostile and upset that she was sporting that. She has responded and basically said, you're ignorant because you don't know what it means. And I mean, the reality is that technically it is a Christian symbol. It is an inverted Latin cross that was to signify when Simon Peter decided to be crucified upside down as a form of humility because he didn't believe he should be crucified the way that Jesus was. So she called out her haters and said they don't know the real business about it, and just because people have selected to make it a satanic symbol doesn't mean it is.
Wow.
Isn't there like a whole bunch of talk with Beyonce being kind of like I've heard this like not like a Satanist but like she
Illuminati.
Illuminati, something
yeah.
different.
What
Yeah.
is it somewhat related or somewhat different? Because I've heard it's linked to different types or is it a
That's
totally
not
different
really
thing?
the same thing.
Yeah, it's
that's
not.
another whole.
It's a whole nother
That's a-
thing.
That's another broad
that's-
conversation.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
other-
that's
of,
next week.
of epic proportions.
Yeah, it's different.
But anyway, Amber Rose stood up for her little tattoo, and it was only temporary, so I believe it is now gone. Next up, we had Claudia Jordan and Miss Portia Stewart from the Housewives of Atlanta were partying in Miami by the beach. And Miss Portia, we bring this up just because every time she wears a bikini, she needs body jewelry and a headband. Every time. There's not been a
About to do
photograph.
some belly dancing.
She's always, and I'm just like, you're at the pool. Do you? She obviously probably isn't getting in the pool.
No,
because the weave is
obviously
always
not,
right.
because that would turn green.
But
But most of us don't get in the pool.
that's
Exact-
true.
Especially
That's
black
Yeah.
girls.
That's
Black
true.
girls don't get in the
I
pool.
never get in
That's
the pool.
true. That's true. Do you guys wear body jewelry?
No,
Do you wear any
I think
jewelry
it's so.
to the pool?
Yeah.
I
think
do.
There's
You wear
like
I wear
there's new
jewelry.
like body chains that are really thin and they're really cute. Those are acceptable.
Hers
That's
were a little too heavy.
much.
Too much. I agree. All right. Sorry, boo. But that divorce from your husband is doing you well because you look happy. Next up, we have Miss Tahiri Jose. For those of y'all that don't know, she's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and she was in Atlanta celebrating at what is it called? Luda Day Weekend, which is basically a charity weekend that Ludacris set up 8 years ago. And they have parties and basketball tournaments, and they raise money for a lot of charities around Atlanta, so it's awesome. But she was rocking this
Look at
white
this dress.
Britton Bugatti, the creator of Blush by B. Allen, is the line. It's a white bandage cutout dress, and it was real naked. But she's in it.
Yeah.
She's in it, guys.
She's barely in it.
She's
Yeah.
barely in it. Barely in it. But the cutouts have been a
Yeah,
trend, and I was
it
like,
has.
this is taking cutouts to the next
Oh,
level.
another level.
It's
Next
her.
level.
It's almost funny because in this photo, it almost looks like her
That
hair is
nipple should
covering.
be out.
Yeah, her hair is covering the nipple,
It could be, Erica.
Because it's like almost as if like the boob is out and then the hair is strategically placed to cover the nipple.
Yeah, it's almost like if she walks away from this picture, everything's just going to go out the holes.
I mean, she's got a great body. I'm not that familiar who she is, but I mean, she looks like she has a fantastic body.
She's got a body, but that's how she was doing it for the white party that they love. And last up, I pulled this Rita Ora picture just because last week we talked about her at the MTV Awards.
We did.
She was at the GQ Men of the Year Awards also in London, and she was sporting her bumblebee colored yellow and black beaded etro gown, also cut out.
I think she looks gorgeous.
And I thought she looked fantastic.
Yeah,
I love this
beautiful.
dress.
I love her hair. I love the dress. She looks great.
And it looked like her identity. It didn't look like, because we were like saying how it was she
conflicted last week.
Beyonce? Is she Rihanna? Like, what's going on? And I feel like that looks like,
looks
I could say that's
fantastic.
Rita Ora.
I feel like I feel like Rita Ora is still trying to find herself in fashion. You see her trying a lot of different things. You see her throwing a lot of things out there. It's almost as if I feel like she's like throwing everything in the kitchen sink when I see her. But I think slowly she's going to evolve into like her own and her own style. But
Well, I hope it goes in this direction.
Yeah,
'Cause I
it's
thought she
pretty.
looked fantastic.
Well, all right, you guys. This has been a really great show. I also want to let you guys know we are going to cover Fashion Week next week because there's so much going on in New York. We want to make sure we just give you everything. So we're going to cover Fashion Week next week. And thank you so much to our special guest, Francesca Ramirez.
Thank you so much for having me, you guys.
It was fantastic just learning about your story. I think it's so inspirational. And please come back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
At Twitter at Miss Francesca R, or on Instagram for my fashion blog, Edgy Fashion Post.
Erica.
And I'm your host, Erica Garcia Rojas, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at IamEGR.
And you can find me, Courtney Stewart, on Twitter and Instagram at Stewart Starlet.
And you can find me, Deanna Vaughn, on Instagram and Twitter at It's Me, Deanna V. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Like a slow move.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.